Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And ta-da! This is the finished piece of the Chinese lady. And of course you know the book. It's the Chinese coloring. Oops, excuse me, gonna reach in front of you. You think by now I'd have that ready. Alright, there's the book real quick, you know it. All right, so I went ahead and I finished everything, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you the steps to what I did. I think you're going to like it. I hope you like the piece. I hope you like how cohesive it is. And I'll give you a second just to take a peek at it and look at it and see what you think. All right, so first thing. I told you I was going to go ahead and finish the bamboo, which I did. And you can see how these pieces look all the way through. You will recall that I extended the lines because I had a little trouble with the background. I wasn't exactly sure what the author intended, and that was a little bit annoying, but that's okay. All right, so I colored that. I showed you how to do the little bamboo joints. It would have been ideal if the lines hadn't been perfectly straight, but that's okay. You work with what you got. So the next thing I did is I had to figure out how to go ahead and color this background swirl. That was really bugging the heck out of me. And if you look at the original picture of this, you can see there's a little bit of difference on this, excuse me. I'm not clear what that background is supposed to be, so I had to figure out what I wanted to do. Basically, I didn't want to use a blue or a pink or a purple or anything like that because I wanted to keep attention on the girl, the woman. So I decided to go ahead and do a really nice light gray, and I went ahead and colored that with varying shades. Let me look for something here. And I colored it with varying shades so that there would be visual interest in it. And as I'm looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and erase a little bit of that gray because I want some of the lightness here to come through. Yeah. You know me, I like to fuss. All right, so I went ahead and I did this to gray, which I'm really happy with. Then I went through and let me get you zoomed in a little bit. Let's see if I can get you just, yeah. Then I went through and I went ahead and did the flowers in her hand. So I'm real happy with that. I wanted to have a really nice contrast to what was going on with the rest of the picture. So I made that red, and so this was red, fingernail is red, and I drew in her lips because I don't know if you remember that was just a line. So I went ahead and drew in some lips, and then I went ahead and shaded that with different shades of red. So I'm real happy with that. Then I colored in the stick pin, which was, I used the gold, metallic gold. And I also did that for her earrings, used the metallic gold there. This was so small that I really didn't think that there was too much room for variance and trying to do anything a little extra special with it. Let's see. Now, the only problem that I did have, and I still see it now, I have sprayed fixative on this, is sometimes when a page completely dries, the color pencil tends to separate a little bit and you get some blotching, and that's what's happening here. So I'm just going to go ahead and smooth that out. Got to be real careful because this paper has really been used. Personally speaking, that black line is a little bit darker than what I would want, but that's okay. You know me, if I'm coloring something and I do a bobble with it, I will tell you. All right, and let's see, then I went ahead and let me pull this down a little bit, as I needed to decide what to do with the bottom here. So I went ahead and I made this gray, and so I just did a nice, pretty uniform gray on this one. I don't want to do light and dark on there because really that's supposed to be the edge of a wall. And then I did the wall and I added two vertical lines, one horizontal line, and then I went ahead and colored in, shaded in the gray, darker on the outside, lighter on the inside, a little bit of white, you know, with my eraser. So now I've got some really good looking brick. Then the last thing that I did, let me pull out for you and come up here. And I hope you noticed this. It was really bugging me about the face coloring. Oh, I did the eyes, the dark brown and the black. What I did is I went to Google and I Googled pictures of Chinese women's eyes just to see what would be the best route for that. And so I went with the darker eyes, which I like. Oh, and the other thing here, on the flower piece where I made this red, I added this little yellow flower with some highlight on it, you know, the orange tinge, just to give it a nice little depth, you know, not the one color. Okay, so getting back to the whole piece here, I hope you can see this in the video, but I got to thinking about that skin color. And the thing that makes an Oriental lady is the fact that she's got the white skin on the face. So I went through and with my flesh color, let me see if I can just find that real quick. I've got one particular pencil that I use for flesh color. It's the, yeah, there it is. I've shown this to you. It's the Faber-Castell. It's the ivory color. And oh, by the way, if you're wondering why there's this little black tip on the end, when I come down to my last pencil of any particular brand, I go ahead and I color it with a black permanent marker, and that tells me that this is the last one of the particular color that I have. So being the ingenious person that I am, I'd gone ahead and ordered another one from Blick because I saw that this was my last one. There are two particular colors. I don't know where my blue is, but I've got the short little stubby puppy because I always do blue sky, and I did the same thing. So that's just an idea for you, is go ahead, is if it's the last one of a particular color, color it with a marker so that you know that you have to reorder. All right, so anyway, you know that I had gone ahead and colored the skin here with the pale white, and then I went over with my flesh pink, which is my Guanghao 010. And I have to also tell you, I have my can. These are soup cans, by the way. and I've got them numbered 1 through, I don't know how many, this says 12, I think that's it. But I put them in order of colors, so red, orange, yellow, Roy B, blue, indigo, violet, blue, indigo, violet, green. And so that's how I keep all my pencils. I happen to mix my brands because I like to be able to reach when I can. But anyway, I pulled all the ones that I would use as flush tone, and I call that flush. So there's an idea for you as well. I do have a pink as well, a pink set. All right, so what I did is I went back and I got my pink flushy out of my flush can, and I went ahead and I lightly colored over the white. So remember, I had done the little highlighting here. Okay. You can see how I did that. And I will remind you that this has already been sprayed with fixative, but this is the kind of fixative that you can still work, which is really nice. I love it. But anyway, so now you can just see the nice little pink highlight. So I went through and put pink on top of the ivory all the way, okay, not just the edges. And you can see where I'd already done it because I'd done it for the whole face and I did it on the ear. Well, I got to thinking about this and I backtracked on the face. And what I literally did is I took my eraser and I erased out the face because I wanted to show the white. And I'm so happy I did that because I know looking through my screen you can see that. And so I just took my Pentel Click eraser. I'm sure you guys have this as well, right? You can get refills. This little guy you can get at Walmart, so I've got several of them. I love it. And I literally erased the face so that I got a very nice white. So that gives me the really nice contrast that further exemplifies what a beautiful Chinese woman looks like. So overall, I am very happy with this piece. I like it. I hope that you do. I hope that you learn something from everything that I've been showing you on it. Now let me talk about my little oopsies. I just believe I'm not gonna, blow smoke. Some people don't want to tell you when there's a problem or when they screwed up or whatever. Looks like I've got some color separating here. I'm gonna fix that, which I just did. All right, so where are my oopsies? Well, my first oopsie is the eyes. Like I said, that black is way too much. I should have blended it better when I first put it on. And now that I tried to fix it by adding more color, it's separated. The pencil separated because that's what it does sometimes. So you got to be really careful. And that happens when you are using layer upon layer upon layer upon cheap paper. Not good paper like the stuff you see in Johanna Bosford. So that's my first oopsie. My second one is, truth be told, I'm not 1,000% thrilled with this little badge thing that I did. I actually regret that I did it in the gray. I don't know, I may outline it a little more, which actually I'm doing right now because I have a darker gray. Not thrilled with it, but it looks, it's okay. It's a contrast. But again, it looks fine. This is where I use the metallics and, it gives a nice little contrast, but I'm not 1,000% happy with it. All right. So I think that was number 2 or number 3, number 2, I guess. And my next little oopsie is when I did the little stem on the flower, it got a little bit thick on there. And on top of that now, between, again, all the layers, it is separating a little bit. So it's okay. But I really would have preferred a nice little thin line. And on top of that, I'm not 1000% thrilled with the fact that I've got all this nice light color and then this jarring black. So that's a no-no. But, you know, I put my initials by to kind of counterbalance it out. Not a biggie deal. But if my initials weren't there and the date, then it would have been, here, let me cover that a little bit. Okay, see how that looks? You've got this really nice soft all the way through, and then you got the stupid little black things sticking out. So not the best design, but it is what it is. All right, so I just wanted to show you that real quick. Other than that, I am tremendously happy with the way this has come together. I think it came out beautifully, even considering it wasn't the best paper. So I'm going to pull you out just a little bit more so you can see the whole thing. And that way, by having it out all the way, you can see the picture in its entirety. And the reason that I really want you to see that, there's a method to my madness. Let me pull out a little further. There you go. The reason I want you to see the whole thing is I want to talk about, for a minute, is just general coloring. You want to balance your colors as much as you can. Now, obviously, when you look at this, your eye tends to be drawn to the black because that, you know, it's pretty, it's a vibrant color. But I balance the pink, and I've got the nice purple here, and that balances all the way through because I've got purple, light and dark, purple, darker, and then the light purple or lavender up here. So everything has a really nice balance to it. Nothing is particularly jarring except that stupid little black mark at the bottom. So think about what I'm telling you there. And again, I really puzzled over what to do with this silly, I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's meant to be a stream or what the deal is. It threw me because in the initial one, it had the lines for this vertical thing going behind it. And so it was just weird. So I decided to go ahead and just go with a nice soft color. And then because I had the gray up here, I wanted to balance that a little bit with the gray down here, which is why I went with a nice gray and then the brick. So please consider that when you're coloring. If you are relatively new to coloring, don't get nervous about what I'm telling you. Just think about what I'm telling you because it'll make sense. Oh, let's talk about the yellow. So I had yellow and gold here, right? Yellow and gold here, which would be fine. And then I added just a little bit of yellow and gold here. So there's a nice little balance all the way through. It would have been fine if I didn't make that yellow. I could have made it another color. In fact, I could have made it blue to kind of balance this out. But I thought that the gold here, here, and here would look absolutely terrific. And looking through my camera now as I'm talking about this, you can really see how this is the light peach color, and then we've got the white face. And probably through this entire book, that's the theme that I'm going to follow, is to have the white face and then the other color of the skin. So anyway, that's it on that. And again, very happy with it. If you have any questions at all why I did something, drop me a line. Of course, please subscribe. And I really hoped you enjoyed watching this progress through this. Again, I had a ball with it. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And this is the final video on my Chinese lady. Thank you so much. God bless you and have fun coloring. Bye.